You look gorgeous. You are wearing this dress.
I love this dress. When he pulled this one out, the stylist pulled this one out, I was like, I'm going to need to wear that. It's so pretty, isn't it?
You need to keep this one in your closet.
I know. I'm going to have to sneak out of the building with it on.
Seriously,
Yeah.
It was so good seeing you here tonight and seeing your reaction to the guys and the guys' reaction to you. But what was it like just being back in this room with all these guys, but also looking into the audience and seeing your mom supporting you?
I know. So I've missed these guys. So like you become really good friends, even if you didn't have like a romantic interest in each other, you still have big friendships that you built. And like we spent months together and then all of a sudden like we were separated and I haven't seen them for so long. So it was like homecoming for us. And I was so happy to see their smiling faces. And I felt like I hadn't left, like we hadn't like skipped a beat. And I loved having my mom and my mother-in-law in the audience. You know, they were such a big part of this journey. They were so supportive, especially like my mother-in-law. You have to imagine that losing your son is really hard and that, you know, knowing that I wanted to find somebody else and like not a replacement for him, but that could be a hard thing for her. And she's been nothing but supportive. And the same with my mom. You know, she's been there. She's so proud of me. She tells everybody in the world I'm the Golden Bachelorette. So it's like giving her a new lease on life. She's 92. She's here in the audience and she's been like here all day. So I'm so lucky to have them. Yeah.
Did you get any unanswered questions answered tonight, or did you learn anything new from the guys as they got up on the stage and just poured out stories and emotions that we may have didn't get a chance to hear throughout the season?
So the biggest thing that I heard tonight was as we just wrapped, I got to have little conversations with the guys, and so many of them are in relationships right now. I am so shocked, and I am so excited for them. Apparently they got over me really fast. I know, what's that all about? No, I'm so happy for them because I think it's so hard to find somebody this age. The pool, like the dating pool, is really small, and that like so many of them are in relationships right now, and so quickly. Yeah.
Looking back, are you glad that you did this journey, that you found love this way?
I am. You know, I think, you know, you find love in many, many ways. I kept hoping I was going to find it outside of this. You know, I didn't know that this was ever going to be an option. I tried to find it. I tried to get set up with somebody. I, you know, put that out there to my friends. I did a dating app. I thought I would just find somebody like out in the wild. That never happened. So when I got the opportunity to do this, I was all in. And, you know, like, look what it's done to my life. Like at the age of 61, who gets to like have this kind of life change? Yeah.
Obviously, the goal of this was to find love. I have to know, did you find or get close to an happy ever after?
I found a lot of love this season, and you saw it out there in the audience tonight. I mean, those guys are amazing. And, you know, I can't obviously tell you, like, how this finished, but I feel like I am in exactly the place that that I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
And I know you can't reveal the guy you're going to end up with, but I have to say, the fans and even my coworkers in the studio love Chop. That guy is so special, and I know how special he is to you. What was it like having him return during the season, even though he had to leave to go home for, you know, hardships?
Yeah, that was like a really distressing time for me because I left in the Golden Bachelor season. And I had, you know, hoped that I would be able to come back and thought that might happen. And then when it didn't, it kind of, you know, when Chalk left, it kind of brought me back to that. He said, I'm going to come back. I promise you I'll come back. And I thought, you don't know what you're going to find at home. I thought the same thing. And I was really worried. And as he was, you know, he's gone for the first day. I didn't expect him back. But I really started worrying about kind of a day one that he might not come back. And he came back at the end of the second day. And it was such a relief because I thought, how am I going to do this without him? Like, this is definitely unfinished business.
We was definitely glad to see him return. We got to talk hometowns. How important was the hometowns as far as you making your decisions as far as which guys would make it to the end?
Yeah, so hometowns are particularly important, I think, for the Golden series because, you know, we've like established these big lives. You know, we've worked our whole lives to like build a, you know, a place to live and have our family with us. And I never thought that I'm not leaving my family. I have, you know, like you saw, my mom and my mother-in-law, I have kids, I have grandkids, and I don't expect somebody to leave their life for me. I think that's asking them to give up too much. So I had to picture myself being in their lives for partial, part of the time. Maybe you spend 2 weeks or a month, or you figure out how you're going to see each other. But I certainly believe that I would have to be spending time in their hometowns and with their families. So, like, the hometowns are really, really, really important. And I'll tell you, I fell in love with these people's families. And, like, obviously I couldn't pick all four. So, I'm going to, not be part of these families, some of these families that I really, felt like I had a close bond with.
How nerve-wracking or scary was it, not just to meet grandkids, but to meet kids doing these hometowns?
Yeah. Your kids, it is, because I know my kids are very protective of me. And it's kind of weird because that changes as you get older. I'm very protective of my kids, but all of a sudden they have that role a little bit now. They've taken that on, and so I knew that I was probably going to be facing that with the men and their kids. So it was scary because they want to make sure their dad's heart isn't going to be broken. So they were really scrutinizing me, truly. Yeah, I felt the pressure.
Now, even though a lot of the guys tonight revealed that they're in relationships, who do you think have what it takes to be the next Golden Bachelor?
Yeah, I've been asked that question before, and I've thought over that in my mind so many times, and every time I think about it, I add another guy to my list. There are so many guys. You saw them tonight. I mean, they are an amazing group of men. I don't think there's a single one out there that wouldn't be great at it. I couldn't possibly pick one. I'm not trying to be evasive. I honestly could not pick one. Yeah, I mean, they're all really good.